You still wanna hit it, like I just be minding my business and I gotta hit it. This hoe done been speaking my name. Still mad by the nigga, I ain't fucked in a year and some change. How you a bummer, you lame. She probably go through his phone like you stuck on this hoe. He like, no, well explain this. And I never switch on my gang, I don't care if I blow, I'ma still be the same bitch. I don't care about your attitude, promise I'm meaner. Act like you dumb, but hoe, watch your demeanor.
Hey y'all, I'm back with another Crazy in Love episode. This is the bonus episode, and we're going to call this one Getting a Big Bag in ATL. This episode, we get to see Chrisean and Blue working together, and honestly, seeing them enjoy working together and loving what they do all together. And I'm going to rate this episode a 9 out of 10. You know, there was a couple of parts that was cringy, you know, but we still love Blue and we still love Chrisean. Most of all, we love Chrisean. And this was very exciting, entertaining. And, you know, like it showed us a different side. Okay, so this episode, I feel like we get to see more of behind the scenes and how Chrisean and Blue prepares for their shows and their trips. And in this clip, we see Chrisean and Blue being more affectionate and working together as partners, taking care of each other, pouring equally into each other. And the episode did start off with Chrisean borrowing Blue's toothbrush, which I thought was funny. But they kind of figured and squared away at, we swap and spit anyway, so why does it matter if you use my toothbrush? Blue thought that a toothbrush is something more personal, like it's mine, I can possess it. Rock felt like it's not that big of a deal. I lost my toothbrush and I still need to brush my teeth. We see them putting on each other's jewelry and, you know, just like having a passionate and intimate moments. Like, y'all may not see it that way, but I do. This is them caring for each other, and it's just like, it's the small details that matter, at least for me anyways. And we are seeing them getting ready to leave LA to board a flight and go to Atlanta. Now, there is a few things that I want to point out of how close they actually want to be. Like, regardless of anything, you know, they might have their secrets, they might have their flaws, but all in all, Chrisean and Blue pretty much like to do everything together. Like, I noticed that's when Chrisean is the happiest, is when they're together and they're doing things together and he is being affectionate to her. She's always affectionate to him, and as you heard Blue say with his own mouth, he loves when Chrisean is affectionate, but she loves it even more when he is affectionate, and he shows that publicly. When she gets that public recognition that, hey, he actually does care about me, like, yeah, we are not where we want to be with our relationship being completely exclusive, but at the same time, I know that I'm different from the rest. You feel me? Like, I'm different from the rest. Anyways, so, you know, they share this little moment. They laugh, they giggle, they joke. They really don't have a dull moment. Like, even in the regularest part of a day, they still kind of make it exciting. They hype each other up constantly, and I love that for them. I really do. I do want to point out that after rolling me a fat wood and, you know, relaxing with me a little cocktail, I enjoyed this episode and I was laughing majority of the time. You know, there was a few times to where it was like, ooh, like, dang, ooh, okay. But for the most part, I just love seeing them together. Another thing I want to point out is they are extremely affectionate. Like, they kiss, I don't know how many times. I should actually make that a thing to where you drop down in the comments how many times you actually think they kissed in one episode. I know most of the time Rock is initiating the kisses, but Blue has his moments too. And we also get to see in this episode how Blue does get a little jelly behind Chrisean. And when he is in his aggressive, mean guy state, or, you know, hardcore dude, or calling her names, it's really him being in his feelings. I want to point that out because Blue always wants to portray that he's this laid back, cool dude and he never gets in his feelings. He doesn't really care what she does, but in all actuality, he cares just as much as she does. He just has a little bit more self-control. And I also think that's because he's had more practice and he's been in the industry way longer than her. So he knows how to conduct himself and he uses that to his advantage. Rock, she's still, learning the way, learning the industry and learning how to conduct herself, learning what to keep private and what to make public, for whatever reason. It's really none of our business, but we love that they let us in their business, don't we? Yes, we do. But anyways, in this clip, I just wanted to show how close Rock always wants to be with him. And like I said, once again, she loves public display of affection. And, when he gives her princess treatment, when he is like, letting her have her way. Once you let Rock have her way, like, she's kind of flexible with you as well. You can kind of pretty much control the environment. And I noticed that Blue is really good at that. You know what I'm saying? He knows when to act up and when not to. And I think that comes from, that is a plus for him being her manager. You feel me? Like, we get to see the flip-flop of the manager or not even the flip-flop, but the combination of him being her manager, her boyfriend, and also her supporter. And he's a comfort blanket, like I said before, too, because when Rock has Blue with her, her performances usually go, like, very smooth. She's very confident, and he hypes her up, which is a plus. And it's just like, yeah, they get ready to land in Atlanta for their first show, which is the Pride Week. They going up to turn up for the Pride. They have a concert. Rock does have a little nip slip, and she plays it off very well. She is a great, spontaneous performer. Like, she just goes with the flow. She feels herself. She highlights parts that she wants to be highlighted, and she tones down when it's time to recharge. And that's what makes her a great performer. We also get to see Blue perform with her, and I feel like that's a plus to their business relationship and their partnership as a couple. Like, that fact that they get to do everything together makes it all that more easier for their relationship to be better than a lot of regular celebrity relationships because they work together. And that's not always easy, but guess what? They don't have a problem showing us their ups and downs, their goods and their bads, and they work their way through all of it. That's the consistency, the persistency, not knowing how it's going to turn out, and, sometimes acting impulsively, but how to regroup from that is very important. And it's something that we definitely all can learn from, and that's why I support this relationship, not because it's toxic, but because I can see the progress. Starting from where they started from and where they are today, they have grown despite the odds that's been stacked against them. The blogs that talks mess about them on a regular. The blogs that say they shouldn't be together. They still push to be together. They still have a strong enough mentality to where they can block all that out and push forward and still push their brand and still make future endeavors. Like, this is an iconic couple because of the adversities they face, and they still are the topic of the discussion. Like, no matter where they go, everybody want to be in their business. Everybody asking the same questions. And it's like, how many interviews do y'all need to know that we don't care what y'all say? We gonna do us, and we gonna make this work, and we gonna shine. We gonna keep shining. That's the thing. They both have the same ultimate goal, is to be at the top. You feel me? That's why even when Rock gets in her feelings, she thinks logically, like, the best way to survive all of this is to get to the top, to progress, to keep going, not to give up. And that's, I think, is what the audience loves. We love the fact that love that is forbidden, we get to see it actually flourish, despite everything. But you have to have a strong mentality. And that's why Rock, being the emotional person that she is, she cries a lot, and she doesn't care about showing that. Blue, he's more reserved. He don't want to show that. He want to show that he a player, and none of this stuff bothers him. Like, he can keep it going like he don't really care. But in all actuality, we got to see a side of him to where he does care and he does have mutual feelings for her. And I love that for them. Another thing I want to clear up is the fake wedding. Okay, they used the fake wedding because, as y'all have seen on plenty of interviews, Blue has always said the same thing. He does not believe in marriage because he feels that it is a business contract. Not that he doesn't want to marry Chrisean, but he doesn't want to marry anybody because he doesn't believe in business contracts. But where people get it twisted at is that he has a problem with marrying her personally, when that's not the case. But he said he doesn't believe in marriage. Come on now. But anyways, moving along, we see that they make a big bag in Atlanta because they have multiple shows. They perform at least 3 or 4 shows in one night. That's called real life bag chasing, not shaking. Sorry, I need to practice on talking slow because I be talking too fast sometimes and I be sounding crazy. But anyways, this is real life bag chasing. They perform 4 shows in one night. And yeah, they say that they have a drinking problem. But at this point, I think the drink is the natural fuel fighter. Like, it's what's pushing them through and getting them through all the adversaries. It helps them not care and have a nonchalant attitude. In this episode, this is exactly why I said there's never a dull moment between them. They are always having a good time. You can tell they love what they do, and I think that makes it easier for them to push forward and progress. Hold on, right here, let me be messy, because what is this? His face is damn near in her butt. And then we notice that him and Blue actually have a little moment, and I can't tell whether this is props, hey, you dropping down what I'm picking up, or if this is what is this? What was this? What was the handshake? What was all that about? Because, I don't like making assumptions, but the handshake, that was pretty deep. What y'all had going on right here? I'm going to be messy. I'm going to say that. What is this? Is it because you were smelling the roses? What? Come on now. Anyways, let's get into whether their relationship is real or not, or if it's just business. I think the relationship is real. I just think that it's transparent and that it's not a traditional love, affair or love situation. People want their shit to be picture perfect, and that's just not how the world works. And I think that's what makes Chrisean and Blue so iconic, because we see it all. We see the things that people try to hide. We get to see the real deal when they're mad at each other and when they're not. Come on now. And then there's this big old controversy on whether she's pregnant or not. Of course, a lot of these scenes was recorded before her pregnancy journey. But yes, let's look into it. The baby bump is definitely showing. Yeah, I had some extra clips at one of her performances, and I just want to see everybody that doubted her baby. The baby bump is forming. And of course, Blue is right there with her along all of this through the journey. But anyways, y'all share, comment, subscribe. I know my comments was turned off on the last few of my videos, but I'm going to turn them on. Y'all let me know what y'all liked about the show, how y'all rate the show. And if y'all are excited to see the pregnancy journey, because I am, let's get it, let's go.